Well, I'm in the van now, and I'm heading to see a man I regard as being one of the top 3 spring rifle airgun tuners within the British Isles. I hold him in such high esteem that I've actually bought 4 rifles off him in the past. All the rifles have been tuned and they've been absolutely amazing, spot on and very accurate. The guy I'm talking about is Tony Wall from Sandwell Field Sports. And I'm on my way now up to West Bromwich to his shop, where hopefully I can see Tony and have a chat to him, catch up because I haven't seen him for quite a while, have a look round the shop, and who knows, maybe if I see something what catches my eye, I might even end up taking something new back myself. So stay tuned and keep watching. I'm inside Sandwell Field Sports now, and as you can see, it just doesn't sell shooting equipment. There's also fishing. We've got trout and salmon. There's a pan round. There's all sorts of course. And then if I come around and up, you can see he's got all the clothing. Zoom in. Some fishing rods. More clothing. Thank you. Maybe make a cup of coffee. You always get a cup of coffee when you come here. And then the second half of the shop, which I'm zooming into now, is where they start to do the shooting equipment. You see Tony got some spring rifles there. And if I pan up, see he's got some PCPs. And we're going to have a look at the top end of the shop now. This is at the top end of the shop then. So we've got types of shotguns there. More on the back. Come down, come around. You can see different types of knife. And then in this one here, there's various machetes. Come back up again. Gun lubes and oils. More shotguns. Just here you've got a variety of animal calls, different sorts of pellets, loads of different pellets. More rifles, and then here there's some dummy stocks with scopes on, so you can look and test the reticles. More knives, more clothing, a great array of gun slips, some more up there, more expensive ones, I should imagine. Shotgun belts, some ferreting gear there. You can see the different types of nets, ferreting. Then at the top, even does bows, different types of hats. In this cabinet here, you can see binoculars. There's different types of laser rangefinder there. There's also the Pro Stock cameras at the bottom. Tony sells all different types of lamping equipment. And if I come round, it's also got the tracer lamps here, all different types, you can see, and filters. Right at the front of the shop now, and we're looking at some of the rimfire type rifles there. More there, all different ones. I know Tony does work on them as well because he told me last week. And then you've got some spring rifles. Looks like they've got the new nitro there. And some more air rifles on the wall there. A couple of Hatsans here which Tony's worked on and made some adjustments to them, and apparently he's made them into a real nice accurate rifle with the tweaks that he does. Right, Tony, I've just got a question for you. One of the things I get asked a lot on the Hunting Live forum is when rifles go to Sandwell Field Sports, what do they actually do to them? Right then, well, a lot of people call it blueprinting, but we call it tuning. Basically, it's a strip down of all the components. Right. Everything's polished, made to a high degree. Like this is just one of the instances here on a 97 I'm just working on. Radius all the edges away, ream up the transfer port, put a sleeve inside the piston, size the head down so it fits exactly to each gun. So it's a nice fit. It ain't too loose, ain't too tight, so it just gets rid of all of that. All this is polished.
see your faces are polished, then we work on the trigger unit, polish all the block out, so you get your money's worth for what we charge, mate.
And how much would it cost if somebody already had a rifle and they wanted a tune?
If they bring it in to us, it costs £60 for a proper job. Mainspring is thrown away, and we fit our own mainspring with a top hat bearing on, size the guide down as well. Postage back to £15, so 75 quid all in. And there's a lot of work involved in them as well.
Yeah, and I can vouch for Tony's work, because I've actually had 4 guns off him already. I started off in 1997 with a Spectre carbine, which I think was one of your custom ones you made, wasn't it?
Yeah,
do you do that one anymore?
No, mate. We had 30 of them made by Webley, and they were highly polished, and we just did a run of 30 and you know, collector's items.
And that's going to get a mainspring, and I'll just show you the parts again, nicely polished. You can see now there's quite a lot of work actually goes into tuning one of these rifles, and that's why I always say to you, if you're going to think about getting your rifle tuned, especially your Virak or your spring rifle, then always come to Sandwell Field Sports, because as I've already said on the way up, I regard him as probably being in the top elite 3 tuners in the British Isles.
Here's the mainspring which we use, one of our own, and there's the guide which we make a nice tight fit inside. That's a sticky gooey open gearbox spray we spray on there, so right. it doesn't gum all the works up, etc., you know, and doesn't throw off. Very good spray, yeah. Nice. But each guide's made individually to each spring.
That's so it's basically custom made for every spring.
One. That one wouldn't work in another gun because it's a completely different guide, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you test the rifles upstairs in your on your range before they leave?
20 metre range upstairs, and if they don't group virtually one hole at 20 metres, I won't let them out the shot. That's it, full stop. Just
that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's what people want, isn't it? And also, I know from obviously buying guns off you, you've got great after service as well, and you're always there on the phone.
We pride ourselves on our after sales service, mate. Yeah. If we can't fix it, we'll tell people. And there's instances where we can't fix certain jobs. You can't make a silk purse out of a sales here. And I'll tell them straight, I won't charge them for the job. If we can't fix it, I won't charge them.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much, Tony.
No problem.
This is the R10 Mark II I've just bought. I came into the shop just to do a bit of filming and meet Tony again for the first time in a few years, and this one basically jumped straight out at me. As you can see, if I move closer, it's got a custom bolt. The shroud's been removed and the barrel's been shortened. It's got the Virak silencer and already come with the mount, and underneath there's a nice sling already fitted. And Tony only sold this a few weeks ago to a gentleman who was going to use it, a bit of target shooting, and he got bored with it and brought it back. So Tony's basically sold it me, and still got the warranty from the shop, so that's really kind of him. And the other one, I can just move around here, is this Virak HW 97 KT. The wooden version. I had one of these a few years ago, but had to sell it due to unforeseen circumstances. And this one I've just bought, and Tony's going to tune that for me as well.
Got your spring guide that's fitting.
Gives 2 ticks.
Perfect fit within the spring. Basically, the front end of the spring as it goes into the piston to support it and stop a lot of the twang, and generally to keep everything in line.
Yeah.
A top hat which basically fits on top of the spring.
Right.
I'll just turn these out from
you make
solid
them
bar of Delry.
Yeah. I'm in here at the moment. This is the back room at Sandwell Field Sports, where Tony works all his magic with his staff. What you can see being produced here is the top hats. What just fit inside the top of the spring, and it makes a nice firm guide, so when you cock the rifle it stays central in the spring all the way down the piston.
Yeah, what it involves basically is service, a full detail strip down, anything that's wrong, like firing pins or springs, for instance, anything that really needs replacing, or if there's a fault with the gun at all, in any sense of the word. Like, you know, it's all rectified on a service, so you know, it's just you do any sort of shotgun, basically, from Holland and Holland shotguns down to sort of rare stuff like, you know, English guns.
That's me now on my way home. I'm stuck in the rush hour traffic around Birmingham, but it's been a pleasure to actually get back to Sandwell Field Sports for the first time in a few years and speak to Tony again and catch up. It's also a bonus to actually be invited into the back of the shop, into the workshop, and see some of the work being carried out on rifles and shotguns. Tony has invited me back, and I'll be coming back in a week and a half's time with my camera again, and he said that he's going to let me take a rifle up into the 20 metre range. It's probably going to be the one what I've just bought, and I'll show you what it's actually like before it leaves the shop. And as Tony says, these rifles, he doesn't release them until they're spot on at the 20 metre point, and I can vouch for that, because like I said, I've had 4 rifles off him, and his work is absolutely second to none. Well, this is me now back at Sandwell Field Sports, and I've come to pick up the rifle I purchased last week, which Tony's been tuning for me.
Right, we've got a little anti-tamper sticker on here which we put on all of our guns, and it's stopped a lot of controversy in the past. People have brought guns back, oh, it ain't working right, etc. and that, and we see the little tab there just been snapped off or broken in half, then we know it's been messed with. It's more so for your protection as well as ours, because if your gun gets chronographed, for instance, and that's still intact, well, that ain't your fault, that's our fault if it's crept over or whatever, you know. So it's just a little thing which we've done for many years, just to stop any ifs and buts, that is, mate.
And if someone buys a gun off you, Tony, and it beds in and just creep over slightly, and the anti-tamper's still in place, do you take it down from free of charge?
Straight away, mate, straight away, free of charge. Usually if they can bring it to the shop here, by the time they finish their cup of coffee, which we give you,
right,
we've done the job. That's the trouble, that is, sorry. You're never going to get on in a perfect world where chronograph's concerned, because although you'll set it up with one particular pellet, another brand of pellet will always make it go over or bring it right down.
Yeah.
You know, until the government standardise a particular pellet for us all to chronograph with, you're always going to have that problem.
Yeah, it's quite interesting as well, because I know the Air Arms field are around about 15.9 anyway, grain, aren't they? And so are the super fields. Yeah. So they're exact same weight, but one of them keeps it at 11.4 and the other one put it at 12.3, or just over 12. That's so right. You know, it's people say the heavier the pellet, obviously the more power it can push out, but that's exactly the same weight, so it must be something to do with the dimensions of the pellet, would you say?
Yeah, definitely, mate. The super fields were looser in the breech than the Air Arms, so obviously there's less friction there, you see.
Yeah.
You know, so
but were they quite consistent, were they, on the
very
car?
Consistent, yeah, within 2 or 3 foot per second of each other.
I mean, that's really good. And there you go, that's what you get when you get a tuned rifle from Sandwell Field Sports. So Tony just test chrono in, now the action's been put in the stock of my new rifle, and just listen to how quiet it is. That is it. Absolutely no report whatsoever. And he's actually demonstrated to me earlier on, he's going to have another shot now. Him actually cocking it, and it's that smooth now, you can do it with your little finger, which hopefully he'll demonstrate. All sorted?
11.61 now, mate.
11.61. Can you show us how you can cock it with your little finger?
No
Just, yeah, this has obviously been tuned now from Tony. He's going to use his little finger.
Little finger. There you go. Fully done. And that's nothing special for Si. It's just the way we do them in 2.2. It's a little bit harder than in 1.77, but you can do it. It's nothing to do with strength. That's just easy gun to cock. That's all it is.
And you won't be able to do that with an untuned one?
Oh God, no way. No.
Right. Cheers. Thanks, Tom.
It's a bit far back for me, that scope is.
Is it? This is upstairs. I can Tony's 20-metre range. You can see he's got an assortment of different pellets there. So, back wall where he shoots at. Do you have your one right forward then normally?
Yeah.
Just got a new scope fitted now, because Tony, when he was zeroing my Orc Air Max with the SR12 reticle, he noticed there was an error on the scope, and he showed me it was actually something inside was loose. So I've just now got a Orc panorama even, the 4-12 by 50 AOIR model with the half-mil dot, which is a nice scope. And Tony's just zeroing it in now, and then due to the Hawk's got the warranty, and I'm going to send the Hawk Air Max back and see what happens. Okay then. Yeah, team. Oh yeah. Oh. What were they doing? 11.6?
11.6, yes.
The optics are brilliant. The optics are brilliant on this, aren't they? It's just about touching the same pellet hole.
Carry on, mate. It'll get better with you, son.
Get used to taking that safety off again. That went through the same hole.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that will get better with use, that one, mate.
You wouldn't think that, you know, they could do that through the same pellet hole at this range.
With a spring gun? I know. That is my favourite scope that Deben do at the moment.
It's amazing. Really, I can't believe the optics on it.
I know. I know.
So we're going to have one more shot and then show you this, show what I've just shot at.
And this is out of a gun that's had probably less than 50-60 pellets, so do bear in mind.
Yeah.
You know, and that's going to settle down even better.
That's amazing. While I'm here at Sandwell Field Sports, I've just purchased myself one of the Jack Pike leaflet pattern suits. I've obviously got the outer jacket, cheers Tony, and the trousers here. And listening to the Huntsman channel, and to Dick the other day, he was saying get a size bigger, and because I'm a large anyway, or an extra large, I've gone for an XXL here in size. And then with it, I've also bought the Jack Pike gloves and the head over as well. So this will come in handy, especially in the summer for static hunting, and hopefully it'll give me quite a lot of cover.